Hi everyone. I was doing a reading for a question, and something that's been coming into my mind for this whole week. It's been haunting me. It's about a town where have I driven there, driven through, and thought, when am I going to call people to come past here and stop? But I just drove through. I looked and looked and looked where I've been, because I mark all the places where I've been on Google Maps, and I couldn't find where this place is. And I looked, well, somewhere in the New South Wales coast anyway. But in this reading, I got some other cards and some other messages that came through. So I have a message for, first I'll start with well, my Macedonian friends. I got this card here, the Peacekeeper card. So the Peacekeeper card says, let go of the need to be right. So when I saw this card, even though I'm not sure if it had anything to do with my messages or, with my question, other spirits and ancestors came in and said, oh no, you got to tell this to everyone out there. So with the Macedonians, the history books, as much as they want to favoritize one thing and dismiss and throw out other things, evidence is there. You're always needing to prove that your history is right, and that Macedonians did this, they did that, they did that. But it's hard to find books today that haven't been burnt, or the stories haven't been changed and renamed. So you're always needing to prove you're right, prove the origin of the modern human race, to prove cultures, where music came from, where this came from, where this technology came from, where this culture came from, where this intelligence, or like architecture, or just as examples, yeah? All these different things came from there. You're needing to prove your identity, you're needing to prove your name, you're needing to prove all these things for no reason, and no other nation in the world needs to prove anything except for the Macedonians. Okay, that doesn't make sense. So that's deliberate. There's obviously something there in that. It's not, oh, just by chance, oh, this, that. No, it's deliberate. So for you, the message is, let go of the need to be right. You don't need to prove anything. Things are starting to come back down and narrow down, because the human race cannot go forward without truth and knowing some things. There are a lot of things, not some things, but there's a lot of things that the human race cannot go forward without knowing that, or having that, or putting that and making that as a staple part of their education. So don't worry. Stop feeling like you need to prove yourself, and, oh, Alexander did this, the Macedonians did this, King Marco did this, blah, 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 blah. You don't need to prove that. If it comes up in conversation, fine, educate, but stop feeling that pressure that you need to keep proving yourself and fighting for your freedom and your identity and all this kind of stuff. And in all truth and honesty, most of the European, including Eurasian, that kind of Central Asia, they've all got Macedonian blood. What's the point? So yeah, those things are going to narrow down, are going to clear themselves up. Those truths, look, there's a lot of text that still exists today that even I don't want to see. I'm not a follower of the Bible, even though I've read it, but there are key secret codes in so many different places. So even the Bible mentions the speciality of the theme of the Macedonian people, and it even says, oh, I don't have to tell you everything. You can read what it says about Macedonians in the Bible, but just wanted to mention that it's even in code. It's written in lots of different places in code, and that's how I learnt about the Macedonian history, and I started to get involved because I could see these codes everywhere. I didn't know they were codes. Now I'm calling them codes. But anyway, that's one thing. And then we've got the great teacher as well, because there are a lot of teaching will be coming out of that topic, the same thing. The other thing I wanted to, and you can't go forward without being taught something, because humans are repeating all of their mistakes, socially, governmentally, all kinds of things. They're repeating their mistakes, so they can't go forward without the truth, everything about Makedonia. They can't. It's important. It's a big thing here in this existence. I have another long, lengthy video which I haven't finished editing, so it's 2 hours. I'm trying to cut it down a little bit. But anyway, my next topic, and there you got the reflection again. It's about the human race. See, you do a reading for one topic, you get all these answers for another topic. So without self-reflection, and the universe is in there, you can't go forward. Humanity will not go forward. It won't perish, but if it did in this manner, it will perish. But it's not going to perish. That's not what's going to happen. And you got Vision Quest. You got all these interesting cards. Medicine person, medicine man, medicine woman, and you got the Circle of Life. Oh my God, this is not what I asked. And I got this whole story. Anyway, and this knowledge and admittance and truth is part of the medicine. But the other thing I wanted to say is just in general, tribal dance, spirit dance. You know, they said, oh, we're coming in for a very dry summer, and the dry season is going to start. We're going to go through a drought. I called in the rains. We haven't stopped getting rains. I don't control how much rain comes through. You know, that's up to them. But you know, we've got the moisture, the beautiful. It's not causing any harm anywhere. So far, great. It smells beautiful, feels great. But I just wanted to mention with, and I'm going to go somewhere else as well. Tribal dance, spirit dance. So when we're gardening, when we're doing things in the garden, even if we're sitting down and we're picking out weeds or whatever, when we're in the garden, spirits and your ancestors are telling you, tell them that it's not gardening, it's a tribal dance, it's a spirit dance. There's a rhythm, there's a connection, there's an magneticity happening with that person, the spirit, and through all of humanity and ancestors. It's like a vortexy type of, it's like a channel, like a cycle. It's like a cycle of life, and it's medicine. Surround yourself with protective energy, and when we're doing things like gardening, where it's self-reflection, we're looking into the universe as well, the mirror guardian, and it's also like a vision quest. And so yeah, they want you to know that it's like a tribal dance. Intend that when you're gardening, you're doing your version of a tribal dance for what is needed for all of us. Yeah, it's for everyone. We don't help our oneself. We don't help our oneself. Yes, but we do that to help everyone. Okay. There was one more thing I wanted to mention. Yes. So I'm not sure if I've mentioned this in another video already, or it's in one of my other videos that I haven't posted yet, which is a long topic about Makedonia. For those who aren't or don't, teach yourself another language. Don't pick doesn't have to be a well-known language. Pick a language that is not so well known, but something that you like the sound of, or something that you're drawn to. So, in other words, you know, if you can, unless you're really, really, really drawn to something, but don't do it because society says that's cool, or society says that's romantic, or society says this, or society says that. Pick something out of the mainstream and learn it. And hopefully it's a language that's been around for more than 1,000 years, yeah? So go into the history books and see what countries were there and what languages were around, and look at that. Choose one of those, if possible. Yep, if possible. Not a strong thing, but they encourage you to learn an old language. Because that brings in more great teachers, that brings in circle of life, and I don't want to say the word healing, but with the limitation of our understanding as human beings. With the limitation of our understanding as human beings, it's kind of like a tribal dance, and listen to different music is what they wanted to tell me. Don't just listen to one language music. Pick another language, you know, listen to it for a day, listen to another language for another day. Try and get into something, because it's like a tribal dance. Those people who do listen to music from different languages, different decades is also a good thing, you know, old music, new music, but also especially different languages and different decades of that language. That is a very important and useful tool for people in a lot of ways. You know, I as a human might say, oh, it's good for this and that, but Spirit says that there's a different beautiful energy behind there. It's like a tribal dance, it's like a spirit dance, and it's like a vision quest. It helps us connect and helps us, dare we say, remember. It helps us, it helps all of humanity. Whatever you do, you're not doing it for yourself, whether you're a hairdresser at home, or you're doing that for everyone. There's an energy and a tribal dance in that rhythm that happens. And don't just shit out and fart out your energy. Love it out, you know. So I'm just going to keep that brief, but yeah, learn a new language well. Listen to and get into different language music. Because for reasons that Spirit is encouraging us, this will be beneficial to you and everyone else. Something that came into my mind the other day is, if you're from a Slavic background and you don't know your language well, learn your language and start not listening but reading written things in the different Slavic languages, and look at the patterns. This is what they want you to see. There's so much magic in this pattern, especially because Macedonian is also one of those Slavic things, or the other way around. That's a big important thing. And with Alexander and how all, which were mostly Macedonian or Macedonian clans of the Macedonians that separated into Europe, they were the soldiers of the Alexandrian time. They married people from different, all the races that they were there to free from and there was an empire that was slavering everyone and ripping everyone off. They freed them from that, and they let everyone be unique and individual. Everyone practiced their own religion and language and whatever and culture. That's what the Macedonian Alexander did. That's a big thing in humanity, and that's what modern humanity did not take. They went backwards, you know, but it's choices we make. Anyway, where was I going with this? Because you will see patterns. You'll see patterns, and then all these patterns will narrow down. And we know where that's going to narrow down. It's the mother of the world, or the world of the mother. So I felt like holding this book before. That's kind of what I wanted to say. It's more the separate topics that I mentioned. I'll just go through them quickly. What we're doing, and they're encouraging you to do. That's two things. Is medicine man, medicine woman, all these things that, you know, we're just thinking, oh yeah, he's telling us to do this kind of stuff. It's not me, it's them. Circle of life is an important thing. A great teacher These things that I've mentioned, that they've mentioned, is a great teacher. It's a tribal dance, spirit dance. It's a vision quest. So this is not coincidence. It's just deliberate. These cards are bloody deliberate. The mirror guardian, to self-reflect. We have to reflect to go forward to circle of life again. Surround, and that now I know why this card. I didn't know what this card was there for. That in turn will give us the protective energy and surround us. It's the arrow card. That will give us the protective energy. This is weird. Why does this happen? It's so strange. You go in for one question and you get a whole topic and it comes out nicely. Everything relates. And the peacekeeper, for letting go of the need to be right for all those people that are fighting. So what have we got? We got the introduced Greeks from Turkey into Makedonia and Europe. Macedonians, you got Serbians, you got Albanians, you got who else is quarreling? You got the Croatians, the Bosnians, the Crnogorians, you've got the Kosovians, you've got the Bulgarians, you've got Ukrainians, you've got the Russians, you've got did I say Palestine, Israel, you've got all these, but you've got America that's butting their nose in someone else's neighborhood, and Europe as well. Was it Western Europe, whatever they want to call themselves? They're butting, or the EU, and they're butting themselves into all other people's business. Where was I going this? Yeah, let go of the need to be right. Whatever you're fighting for, religion, nationality, whatever, that's all coming. That's all coming. That's all being brought. We've been heard, but it's not just we're heard, we're being led. Some things need to happen for something else to give way to, because on a couple of levels, they're saying, because some people are holding back energy, and when that energy is held back, oh my God, this is so spiritual. When, I'm going to hold this card, when that energy is being held back by a certain amount or number of people, it holds back, it blocks what something is preferably should be done or to be done, so that something can happen, you know. So some people need to leave. It's not that, oh, you're blocking, you need to leave. It's not. I don't want to say that it's personal. Oh, this person, that person. We're not finger pointing. Okay, this is what they're saying. I'm going to use Palestine and Israel as an example before I lose it. When Palestine and Israel are responding to each other, or doing and reacting, it comes from all of humanity. So the question is, what is it going to take? You know, that's what they're asking. What is it going to take? It's all humanity's energies in there. Same as the big thing, which I have to make an entire video for, is Makedonia and the whole world. It just doesn't add up. Just briefly, the whole world is like, it's like they're against anything Makedonia. It doesn't matter what it says in the books. They change and reword things and burn books. They've been burning books for centuries. But a lot of things in life have got to do with Makedonia. Everything around that. But anyway, we're going to use Palestine and Israel. It's not personal to Palestine or Israel. Yes, it's sociality, it's religion and government, and government is business. It's got nothing to do with the true politics. Politics is supposed to be something that helps humanity, helps people to do something and get something and work together. It's not anymore. Politics means, politics. It's a dirty thing. It's a dirty topic. Yeah, it is. That's not what it's supposed to be. But it's become that. Humans have made it become that. So I've got the music down. There was something else that came to me. Yes. I have to demonstrate this one. Put your guns down, throw them away, and start dancing. That's it. It's simple as that. You want to stop the war? Put your guns down and start dancing. Throw your hateful religions away and start loving. It's as simple as that. You don't have to shoot. You don't have to bomb. You don't have to yell or throw something. Just shut up, make a joke and invite each other over for dinner. Talk about some recipes or where you'd like to travel. What's nearby, where you can go nearby. Lovely cactuses. That's it. Woo. I'll leave that there. I'll go and return on my quest for whatever that question that I had. Yeah. Let that be helpful for you. Mashallah.